Hey guys, this is Arsenal Giants PS3 and this is episode 3 of season 1 of our FIFA 13 career mode series with Swansea City, and in this episode it's going to be a pretty short episode as we only have 2 matches. Our third match is actually being rescheduled for September, so that's a bit unfortunate. But first off, we have an away match against Queen's Park Rangers, and then we have a home game against West Ham. So a pretty easy start to the season, really. It's quite reasonable. And then also at the end of the month we have transfer deadline day, but I'm not sure whether to have that as part of next episode or have it as its own episode as a live commentary. I'll probably ask you guys that question at the end of this episode. And also we're going to be flogging off this guy Augustian for 1 million to Leeds United, so it's a reasonably good price there. It is his transfer value, so I'm quite happy to flog him off. And also we actually received an offer from Aston Villa for Routledge, 2.5 million, but I said I want a little bit extra on top of that. I want 2.7 million, and almost instantly Aston Villa said okay, we'll take that. And so we've actually flogged off here Routledge for 2.7 million. We can now add that to any player that we do want to bring in. And just before we start the season, this is our predicted finish of 11th, which is quite harsh, really. I think that we do have a really good squad, and I think that we can finish a little bit higher than 11th, probably not much higher than 8th or something like that. That would be quite unrealistic. But here we got a crazy offer from Stade Rennes for Danny Graham. His transfer value is only 4.4 million, but we got an offer of 6 million. I said I want a little bit on top of that. I want 6.5 million, and yet again they said sure, we'll take that. So we are going to be flogging off Danny Graham for 6.5 million, but we aren't flogging him off just yet. He is going to be involved in our first Premier League match of the season against Swansea City. And guys, I'm just going to cut off my commentary for 1 second here as we listen to this awesome intro.
Well, we've got Barclays Premier League.
So as you guys probably know, that was Club Foot by Kasabian, and that song is just epic, and as an intro it's just so perfect. I just wanted to show you guys that it's probably the intro song for every single match, but that is just so awesome. I love how it introduces that. But we actually get off to a fantastic start in this game. Danny Graham with a sweaty pass across to Dyer, and he makes it 1-0, and it is a sweaty goal, and it is my first Premier League goal of the season, so it's not exactly a fantastic start in terms of that, but it is only a sweaty goal, and it is against the AI, so it doesn't really matter too much. And Christian Tello here, what a cross there, right into the path of Dyer, and he makes it 2-0 there. Again, bit sweaty, but you know, it's a goal and I'll take every goal, especially against Queen's Park Rangers. They're actually a tough team this season, brought in a lot of players. Obviously not in reality, they're actually struggling quite a lot, but on FIFA they do have a very strong team. And look at that tackle there by Chico, really last ditch stuff, and in the end that was a great tackle. But Queen's Park Rangers really stepped up the pressure, trying to get a goal back after that terrible start they had. Tarat here lays it off to Diakite, and Djibril Cisse manages to pull a goal back for QPR. It was a pretty good goal by them, you know, it is a good pass by Diakite, but defensively, you know, it's not great stuff, and we have been conceding a lot recently, so we really do have to improve on that. But look at this foot from Christian Tello there, and glaze it off to Danny Graham, and his finesse there just comes off the top of the crossbar. Really unfortunate. That was some great football by us, but Pablo Hernandez manages to snatch it off there and then lays off here to Sergio Roberto, and he has a shot, and what a goal that was. It actually takes a little bit of a deflection, as we'll see on the replay, but that was a great shot there by Sergio Roberto. As we can see, takes a little bit of a nick off the defender and then curls around Julio Cesar. He can't get a hand to it, and that was a great goal, albeit the fact that he actually got a deflection. But you know, if you want to win the raffle, then you have to I'm sorry, I can't even complete that cliche. It's just such an awful sentence, I do apologise. We came really close there. It was a great cross from Christian Tello, but now Christian Tello yet again through on goal. Great pass by Danny Graham, has acres to run into and just smashes it past the keeper there, and that really was a good goal there. Some great football by us yet again on the counter-attack, and Christian Tello there just smacks it past Cesar, and at half-time it was 4-1 to us. I couldn't believe it, to be honest. We just had those 4 chances and we managed to take all of them. We were actually really clinical in this match, but after half-time Queen's Park Rangers were a lot stronger. Diakite with a header there, good save by Michel Vorm, but it comes back out to him from the corner, and this time unfortunately Vorm couldn't keep it out. It was a bit lax defensively, to be honest. There was a man on the post, but he couldn't get a strong enough touch on it, and Michel Vorm can only get a slight palm to it. But we are on the counter-attack here. Leon Britton wins the ball here, lays it off to Danny Graham. Not too much support up front, but a great pass here to Pablo Hernandez, and his shot just skews wide of the post. Really unfortunate. That was a good attempt there, and it was a good opportunity, but sadly he couldn't get it on target. The QPR QPR back on the attack. It really was some end-to-end stuff, and Djibril Gususi had a great opportunity there, but just couldn't get his header on target. But QPR still keeping up the pressure, keeping on the attack here. Djibril Gususi, and just what happens here, I have no idea. It falls to Djibril Gususi though, and it's in the back of the net to pull one back for QPR. You know, I would usually say something along the lines of scripting, but this match is just so crazy. You know, I can't even say it is. So that's just a goal there. I bring on a few substitutions in De Guzman and Pogba, just trying to keep it at 4-3 because I'm pretty happy staying like this. But the ball goes up the pitch to Tarat, and just what's going on there, I have no idea. The ball stays in his hands. Cisse with a shot goes over Vorm. He gets a touch to it, but not enough, and just goes across the line. And okay, now I'm going to say it's scripting because that was just ridiculous. I mean, that's just crazy. And we're back on the attack here. Danny Graham with a shot. Good save by the keeper, but with only 8 minutes left, I can't see anything else than a 4-4 draw. Don't know why I took that header. Could have just let it go out of play for the corner. But now we have a corner here. It goes out of play there. I tried to do a little bit of a trick. Header comes in there, and Chico with a header comes off the top of the crossbar and cleared off the line by the defender. Comes back out there to Christian Tello. He tries to play it in, but was cleared out eventually. We're going to speed this up just a little bit here to De Guzman. Now Pablo Hernandez, and he lays it off to Teo. And look at that touch and turn now, and then with a shot, and another fantastic save by Cesar. And after that I was just thinking, you know, I'm not going to be able to break through this. Going to end 4-4. We do have a free kick though, but I don't really want to have a shot from outside the area, so we lay it off to Graham because it is the 90th minute, and Graham here outside of the foot shot, and yet again another fantastic save by Cesar. And I was just getting closer and closer, but it is the 90th minute. I haven't got any time left at all, and Hernandez picks out Graham here. And would you believe it, just as he's about to leave the club in the 90th minute to make it 5-4, he scores the goal. I mean, you just can't make that stuff up. That's just crazy, and there isn't even enough time to play it on. After that, it is 5-4, full time, a really important 3 points. And then would you believe it, the personal talks between him and Stan Rians actually break down. So now he's going to be staying at the club. I was going to ask you guys who to bring in after I flogged him off, but he's going to be staying now. And also I'm going to be bringing in Joel Campbell on loan from Real Betis. He's actually on loan from Arsenal. I've heard some really positive stuff about him. He actually got sent off recently, but that's not really important. So he's a little bit of squad depth now. And also I'm going to be flogging off this Alfie bloke for 200k just to get a little bit extra cash just here and there so we can spend it on someone. But on to our second match of the episode. Wow, after that first match I'm just exhausted basically. But on to our second match against West Ham. And West Ham do have this reputation of being a very direct side. I would have to say that. I don't want to say, you know, they just hoof the ball and that's their only style of football. They can play football at times, but they do have this reputation of being very direct. So guys, I just have no idea what happens here. It seems that Dyer wins the ball and then it falls to Christian Teo. I mean, I'm just not even surprised by anything more. It's just, you know, I've got no idea. It's a really good shot there by Teo right into the top right hand corner. Jääskeläinen can't get close to it, and that is a great start in front of our home fans. And Danny Graham here lays off to Leon Britton. Good shot by him through the legs of James Collins, and again a good save there by Jääskeläinen. And Andy Carroll, something of West Ham's star player, takes it past Williams like he isn't even there, over the top to Alou Diarra, and his shot goes in the back of the net, but he is just about offside. And looking at the replay here, it is very, very close. I just thought he was onside to be honest, but he was called offside, luckily enough for us. And West Ham still on the attack though. Kevin Nolan, lofty ball into the box, and Jack Collison there, so close. He really should be getting that header on target. That is a great opportunity for West Ham. But on the attack though, Christian Tello yet again with a shot, and it is again a good save by Jääskeläinen. And Teo is such an awesome player. I mean, he's just, you know, so skillful on the flanks, and he's so quick as well. He's just such an awesome player to have. And West Ham, you think they score a goal? Nope, yet again offside. So unlucky on them. They've had so many of these, so many close chances, so many opportunities, but still they can't get the goal. And Andy Carroll, look at that footwork there, then comes off the post and then knocks back into the area to Kevin Nolan. He can't win the header, and then on the turn tries to get the shot on target, but it just goes wide of the post. And at half time it is somehow 1-0 to us. I would have thought after all those chances West Ham had, they would at least be level with us, but it is not to be. And I make a substitution bringing on Sergio Roberto. Hopefully he can get us back on track and get us at least a 1-goal cushion. De Guzman there with a shot. It is straight at Jääskeläinen. It is a very comfortable save for him. And West Ham straight back on the attack. Jack Collison with the ball lofted into the area. We are definitely seeing that sort of style of play from West Ham, lofting it into their tall players, and the shot there blocked by the defenders, and it goes out for a corner, but nothing comes of it. And Teo here yet again again on the ball. Nice bit of skill there, a bit unnecessary to be honest, but still he makes the chance, and De Guzman yet again with a really simple shot straight at Jääskeläinen, and yet again an easy save for him. But De Guzman this time he makes up for it. What a pass that was into the path of Nathan Dyer. Then he cuts it back here, sees Theo unmarked really, and then cuts it back to him, and what a finish that was from Theo. And he is some player we have on our hands here. It is a really good finish by him, just wraps his foot around it and then past the keeper in a second, and now we have that 2-goal cushion, and hopefully we can now keep up the pressure. And Jarvis though really throwing goal, good chance for them. Collison still with the ball, tries to get it back inside, but eventually we do manage to clear out. But West Ham keeping up the pressure now, trying to get that goal back, trying to get something at least to then mount a comeback. In the 81st minute, comes out to Alou Diarra, then to Collison, and again a really important save by Michel Vorm. He hasn't been called upon often in this match, but when he has, he's been ever reliable. So I bring on Michu and Pablo Hernandez just to sort of give us a little bit of stability. And from the throw in here, Alou Diarra, great ball into the box here to Jarvis. Here's a shot and just goes past Vorm there, doesn't get quite enough on it, and the defender tries to clear out, but he can't get enough, and it does go in the back of the net under pressure from the West Ham player. But that is it guys, at full time, 2-1 to us. That was a bit hard fought towards the end, but it is a really crucial 3 points, and we have 6 points out of 2 games, so a really fantastic start for us. And also guys, I'm not sure whether to loan in Gudetti or not. I do have, you know, a few strikers, so I'm not sure whether to or not. Please leave a comment if I should or not. And looking at the table, it is early days so far, but we are in 2nd place, so that is a really great start for us. I did not expect that at all. To be fair, it is only West Ham and Queen's Park Rangers, so not exactly the hardest start ever. They are some pretty competent teams though. But now we have the time of the episode where you guys become involved. I'm sure a lot of you guys know it already, but for those of you who have only just subscribed, this is the part of the episode where I have 2 goals or more from this episode, and you guys have to vote for your goal of the episode. So these two are so far, these candidates are the Sergio Roberto goal and the Danny Graham goal against Queen's Park Rangers. So please leave a comment on which one you think should be goal of the episode. And now for player of the episode, sometimes I ask for you guys' opinion, but this time I'm going to have to give it to Christian Theo. He was a fantastic player for us in this episode. He really added a lot to our attack. There were a few other candidates, including Danny Graham and Michel Vorm among others. So, you know, there were a lot of options, but I just think that Christian Theo should win it this episode. So thank you very much guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed this episode. It was a little bit hastily done, to be honest, in my own opinion. I was in a bit of a rush, to be honest. I am in a bit of a rush. But anyway guys, hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, if you could leave a thumbs up, that would be greatly appreciated. And thank you very much for watching.